You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey B&B fans, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about 5 huge reasons that I think we need to have Poppy Nozawa and Bill Spencer stay and be a couple that everyone can ship. Aside from royally ticking off Li Finnegan, there are some other reasons that Poppy and Bill being Endgame would be amazing. I'm going to unpack these 5 reasons for you, but hey, if you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. So the first thing I want to talk about is, Lee said Bill Spencer was Poppy's sugar daddy. I actually want to see Bill make that happen. I want him to be Poppy's sugar daddy in a big way. I want him to go big, so big that Lee will be gnashing her teeth and wailing. I want to see Poppy with designer clothes, designer handbags, a new apartment, or moving in to Bill's place. I really like it, I will say, when Lee comes hard at her son Finn about his crap, like ignoring Steffi about Xander. Lee flat out told him to forget Hope, do not get in that complicated mess with her and Steffi, focus on your wife. That was all solid advice. Telling her sister she's a gold-digging hooker and should leave town, that's not good advice, and I do think it's untrue. And Poppy did admit she has dated some men with money, but all things being equal, if guy A is the same as guy B, but guy B's got a better wallet, I mean, come on, most women would. But I would definitely enjoy seeing Poppy and some designer duds dripping in diamonds and Lee eating her heart out because of it. It would serve her right for punching down on her little sister. The second reason Bill and Poppy need to stick together is because it seems so clear that he's about to be Luna's daddy. If Bill is not, then the writers are writing ridiculously bad dialogue. There were so many hints dropped during Wyatt and Bill's conversation at the beach house about Poppy, all about her coming back, Wyatt says something, it was worded so weird, like she'll bring a surprise to an unexpected surprise to your life. Honestly, the dialogue would make no sense if it wasn't foreshadowing Bill being Luna's dad. The wording was so awkward and weird, and, this is more than just breadcrumbs for an upcoming twist. It's like freaking entire slices of bread that the blind could follow to a reveal that I think they're going to label a surprise. Wait till it comes out. If it goes this way, like I think it's going to, we're going to have, Soap Digest, Soaps in Depth, one of them majoring in a shocker, a stunner. They like to do that for stuff that you guys already figured out weeks before. So the reveal surprises literally no one except people not watching the soap who are writing about it for, magazines that should know better, but that do what the soaps tell them to do. So the third reason Bill and Poppy need to stick it out and be Luna's mommy and daddy is because it will absolutely appall Ridge Forrester Sr. He will not like it one bit that his son, anointed one RJ, is getting frisky with a Spencer spawn. Ridge is no fan of the Spencers, and likewise, if Bill is Luna's daddy, I can see Dollar Bill campaigning for her to date anyone but a Forrester. That could be a whole lot of fun. I mean, I think everyone at Forrester Creations would be stunned to find out Luna's actually an heiress to the Spencer Publications fortune. Of course, that would mean she's saddled with one brother in town, Liam Spencer, who's basically turned himself into a villain at this point. I can only imagine Liam meddling in her life, but only if he can stop meddling in Hope and Steffi's lives for just a moment to pay attention to what's probably his new baby sister. I think it'd be really fun also if RJ knocked up Luna and then we had Bill and Poppy and Brooke and Ridge as unhappy grandparents together. I can't imagine any of them would enjoy that dynamic. Maybe just Poppy, because she doesn't know all their messy history, like Ridge getting thrown out of a helicopter on Bill's orders, stuff like that. And speaking of that, We got Liam coming in hot, calling Thomas a murderer when his father literally ordered Justin to throw Ridge out of a helo to his death. Ridge just happened to barely survive. So yeah, speaking of murderers, there's Dollar Bill. And Liam's cool having Taylor as a mother-in-law again because he wants to marry Steffi, the woman who tried to murder his dad by shooting him in the back. And just while we're at it, by the way, Liam ran down Vinny and killed him. Yes, Vinny staggered in front of the car, but let me think. Did anybody in that situation call the police to report an accident? I seem to recall neither Bill nor Liam called the police, while Liam wants to call Thomas a murderer and rant about him not calling the police. So there ain't no clean hands on B&B, people. You just have to look around without tunnel vision. And if you want to say that this stuff is ancient history, Liam ran down Vinny after Emma died. Look at the timeline. And Taylor shot Bill about a year before Emma's death. So lots of this is recent stuff. And there's even more. Steffi shoved Ivy into this electrical panel at Forrester Creations. She almost electrocuted her. I mean, she killed somebody else with a tire iron and a rock. So when you're saying murder on Bold, you got to be careful because a lot of people's heads might turn and go, oh, were you talking about me? All right. My number 4 reason is I think that Poppy deserves a happier life than Lee at this point. That's another reason I want Poppy and Bill to make things work, Luna aside. Lee has been so horrible to her sister that I just want Poppy to get a happy ending with a hot, rich guy so her sister can just eat crow. Now, if we find out later that Poppy banged Manho Jack Finnegan, her sister's husband, I will do a 180, change my mind, and say that I hope that Poppy doesn't get a happy ending. Lee has been so bitter and so petty about Poppy since she first came to town that it's kind of getting old. The cat fights are pretty good though, but I just like Poppy to have something to throw back in her sister's face. Or better yet, don't throw it in Lee's face. Just live your best life with Bill, being rich and fabulous, and let Lee be on the outside looking in while it eats her up. All right, number 5, the last reason I'd like Bill and Poppy to last, and also for Luna to be their kid, is to see Bill Spencer trying to explain himself. Remember just a second ago, I mentioned Bill having Ridge tossed out of the chopper. Imagine Luna asking him, Daddy, why did you have RJ's daddy thrown out of a helicopter? Are you a bad man? And also, Daddy, why did you bang my brother's wife and try and get her to marry you by gaslighting Liam to make him think you and Steffi were having a fling? Or even better, Daddy, are you really Kelly's dad also? And you changed the paternity test because you felt sorry for Liam because you already bedded and tried to steal his wife? I mean, there are so many uncomfortable questions that Luna could ask Bill about his history that he would be hard pressed to explain in a way that justified his actions. And one last thing, I think it'd be incredible to see Brooke's reaction if Bill Spencer fell head over heels in love with a woman who's not a Logan. Brooke loves the attention of being the object of so many men's affections, Ridge and Bill and Deacon and Thorne and just so many men. She's used to being the most desired woman in any room, and Poppy knocking her off that throne would be so much fun to watch. So let me know what you think. Do you want to see Bill and Poppy get their happily ever after? Do you think they make a good couple? Be sure and drop your comments. Definitely click subscribe and come back soon because I'm here talking bold with you guys 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.